Hey, it's Bruce from Awesome Arcades. Quick video to address a question that I get during checkout quite often. So this is the ultimate cocktail table. On the cabinet, the standard joysticks, so this cabinet right here is sold and this customer has upgraded to 8-way joysticks. So there's an option during checkout where it's gonna ask you, do you want the standard 4-way joysticks or do you want to upgrade to 8-way? Now, first of all, this is called the vertical orientation. When you sit on this side of the cabinet, you're gonna be playing classic 80s games. And for more information about kind of what that means, in the product description for the Ultimate Cocktail, there's a pretty long marketing video, but in the first like 8 minutes of that video, it'll kind of show you exactly what the cabinet does and how it works. So there's 516 games that are playable on this side of the cabinet. Okay, about 75% of them require diagonal movement. So the stock joysticks that come on this cabinet, again, are 4-direction joysticks. They just go up, down, left, right. And there's an option to add 8-way joysticks, which is what you're seeing here. One thing I want to point out, and the reason some people don't like 8-way joysticks, they're concerned that if they're playing games like Pac-Man, that they're going to hit diagonally or it's not going to respond as crisply as they would like it to. Personally, I've just got to say that I've never had that be an issue before. I've also had a lot of people express that concern, like, hey, if I get the 8-way joysticks, is it going to inhibit or affect my ability to play the classic 80s games? And over the years of me doing this, I've given the same kind of canned response. I've just told people, look, if you get the 8-ways and you absolutely decide that you don't like them, or you feel like they're limiting your ability to play the way that you want to, it's easy to swap them. I mean, it takes 5 minutes to swap a joystick. You could just swap them back to the 4-ways. And of the, I don't know, probably 100 people that I've given that information to or that advice to, I've only had probably 2 or 3 over the years revert back to the 4-ways. But, you know, 99.9% of people don't see a difference when playing games that would normally use a 4-way joystick, okay? The other thing I want to point out is that if you need an 8-way joystick, all the vertical games, all the games that play on this side of the cabinet, you can actually play over here. So when you take a vertical game, which normally would occupy the entire screen, and you try to display it on a horizontal monitor, what it's going to do is it's going to frame that into the center of the screen. And that's why you see that it's not occupying the full screen. And that's only for vertical games. If you play a traditional horizontal game, it is going to fill the full screen. That's actually why we invented these cabinets. Like 10 years ago, if somebody called me and they said, hey, I want an arcade, it needs to be able to play Pac-Man and Super Mario Brothers. We couldn't do it. Like on one of those cabinets, it's not possible. You'd have to buy 2 separate machines. And that's why they invented these 3-sided cocktails. So you could play the classic up and down games and the side-to-side games. Well, now they've got technology that allows you to take these games that would normally play here and you can play them over here, okay? Long way of saying there's an option to add 8-way joysticks on this side of the cabinet. A lot of people do it. Probably 85% of my customers get them. It's a personal preference choice, but just know that if you need the diagonal movement, all the games that you would play on this side, you could just switch them over here and play them with these joysticks. And so games like 1942, Contra, games where you move up and to the right where diagonal movement is needed. So, okay, hopefully that answers any questions that people have about the option during checkout to keep the 4-way joysticks, which are already included in the base price, or upgrade to the 8-way joysticks. The other thing I will say is, I mean, a lot of people upgrade just for aesthetic reasons. They kind of like the joysticks to all match. The only other caveat is that sometimes people will change the colors of the joystick. The 4-direction joysticks only come with the red ball. I cannot change the color of the joysticks. On the 8-way joysticks, I can change the color, and there's more information about, you know, how that works or what the different colors available are on the website, which I'll leave off this video just to keep it short. So, okay, if you have any questions, let me know. Thanks.